Hey everybody, it's Captain Shane. I'm back in the 767. I'm gonna give this another shot because the last few times I've flown it, I've been very dissatisfied with the flight model and the handling. One of my biggest concerns is the fact that it just tends to pitch up and up and up and up and up during takeoff. So much so that you have to almost push all the way nose down elevator input just to keep it from taking off. I did some flight testing offline, and if I just take my hands off the control wheel, it rotates by itself and it climbs up to 30 degrees pitch without any pilot input when you set the takeoff trim, and that is unacceptable to me. So I've been working hard to fix it. I don't know why it's only my setup that's doing it, because I've seen other people play this and stream this and it looks perfectly fine for them, but I've done the same thing they've done. I downloaded the base package from the website. I used the X updater to update it to the beta, and for whatever reason my flight model is not the same as theirs. So I've been making some changes and I've kind of brought them up here to show you. If you look on your screen, you can see Plane Maker, and in here you can set some of the aircraft geometries, and look at what I've had to do to make this, to hopefully make this plane fly better. So this here is the visual model, and this light gray here is the aerodynamic model. I've had to move the entire wing back 7.5 feet just to bring the center of lift aft enough so that it doesn't want to fly nose up. So the more forward your center of lift is, the more the propensity for the nose to climb. So by shifting the wing back in Plane Maker 7.5 feet, I've hopefully shifted the center of lift aft 7.5 feet, making the nose heavier, meaning it won't start climbing and going crazy on you when you're taking off. So that's the theory. I've also made some changes to some other issues that I've had with this, meaning at cruise altitude, it cruises with a high pitch deck angle, which is not correct. Also, it takes almost full cruise thrust just to try to maintain airspeed. So I've done a couple things. On the engine specs, I've gone in here and increased the actual available thrust of the engines at altitude. So like at flight level 360, I've added about 500 pounds of extra thrust to the engines here just to make them able to try to maintain cruise speed without maxed out the whole time, right? Done that. Don't save. I've also been in the airfoil maker, and I've been working on the airfoils that pertain to this aircraft, and just to try to get the deck angle down a little bit more so that it's not, cruising at 4 degrees aircraft nose up when it should be at the optimum altitude. I've increased the coefficient of lifts at the typical alphas that I've been seeing in the data dumps, somewhere in here. I've increased the coefficient of lift at 0 AOA and increased the curve, or the Reynolds numbers that pertain to our phase of flight that I want to fix. But hopefully that brings the nose down, which will in turn hopefully reduce the induced drag, which will in turn require less cruise thrust, so that we're not maxing out the throttles the whole time. So that's what I've been working on. Let's see if it works tonight. Alright. So, here's our flight plan tonight. We're currently at Louisville. We're going to fly to Chicago O'Hare. Cost thinks will be 110. We have a 4-knot headwind, almost nothing. Cruise altitude at 330, 26,000 pounds of fuel. 100,200 pounds of cargo on board. Our flight plan tonight will be using the Spiller 1 RNAV departure, and then we're gonna go from Bangor to DC, then pick up the VEEC 5 RNAV arrival into Chicago O'Hare, and we're planning on runway 10 right, correction, 10 center for arrival. So we'll probably pick that up. I don't think we need to take it all the way out to Gibbon, so we'll probably pick it up at the final. Or else we'll be flying for an hour way out here to come back around. Almost as, might as well just go to Rockford at that point. So, real quick, before we do much else, let's get the weather here at Louisville, because we do have ATIS on tonight.
2.16. Number 004. ILS approach runway 35 left and 35er. Simultaneous approach is in use. All departures in use. Notices to air missions, PS ramp control close. Advise on initial con. You have information, India.
India. Okay, let me get that again.
Blue Eagle International Airport ATIS information, India 0256 Zulu. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 8,000. Ceiling 30,000 overcast. Temperature 20. 2.16. Altimeter 3004. Left approach. Runway 35 left taper. Simultaneous approaches in use.
Okay, so information India. Wind is calm. Ceiling's at 8,000 feet. Temperature 20. Altimeter 3004. And we're using runway 35 left. Okay, final cockpit preparation checklist. The fuel quantity is checked, 26,000 pounds. FMC is set. We have legs on the left and takeoff data on the right. Flight directors are on, left and right. Auto throttle is on. MCP airspeed set V2. MCP heading set, runway heading 350. MCP altitude is 350. Sorry, correction, 330. Let me fix that. We're at 330 tonight. Altimeters 3004. Oh, that's right. I got to do it over here. 3004. Sync. And on the standby. 3004. Auto brakes RTO. Wixer is disabled. ILS panel. We're going to set this for runway 35 right in case we have to come back due to emergency. So I got 109.35, 350 on the final course. 109.35, 350 set. IFR clearance is good. Transponder. Here's our IFR clearance. 7357. Actually, you know what? We're probably going to end up using 3.5 right tonight. We should recalculate for that. Let's do that real quick. Departure, 3.5 right. Okay, let's redo our takeoff data just to make sure we account for that new runway we're going to use. 3.5 right changes things a bit. Okay. DTO 151, 146, 150, 154. So it's going to be DTO 1. 51. 146. 150. 154. Okay, that's better. Taxi takeoff departure brief. Alright, so we're on ramp 6 here, so we're going to get towed out to the center. We're not going to start off here, or we're going to take out somebody's cars. So the tug will hook up and pull us forward into the forward ramp. We'll expect a very quick taxi tonight. We're going over to our runway 35 right. So we're going to make a right turn onto Delta and then taxi over to the last possible hold short point. We'll use a little bit of the overrun if we need to, because I want full length on this short runway. Shorter runway. It's not that short. So there you go. And then we are on the Spiller 1 RNAV departure. So the instructions here for us from 35 right. Climb on a heading of 350 to 1,020 feet, then direct to bulk. Right here. And we'll change our departure runway over to bulk. Then to Schnick. Then Spiller. No crossing restrictions. Hey. Any questions, crew? No? Great. Taxi takeoff departure brief is performed. Final cockpit preparation checklist complete. Alright. Before start, pushback checklist. Display. We're going to set the status. APU. Going to start. Doors and windows. Closing them up. Overhead panel. Yaw damper on left and right. Electronic engine control on. Hydraulic pumps coming on. APU generator is on. External power, waiting on APU gen to come online. Once it stabilizes, we should be good. Alright, well, let's see if we dump it or not. This is always a crapshoot with this aircraft. It's going to dump the power. Nope. Good. Generator control on left and right. Engine limiter not installed. Fuel. Parking brake. Set. Full chocks. And all age. Let's pull it. Done. Anti-collision lights red. Cabin temp control. Packs, I'm sorry, the trim air and recirc fans are on. Isolation valve. Alright. APU bleed is on, engine bleeds on, left and right. Engine start switch to both. Display. Set that to engine. Mark cars. Alright, we're set. Alright, push start.
Grounded cockpit. Tow is driving up.
We'll go ahead and dial in center now.
Hey, 2462, say again?
We have the traffic set.
2462, roger.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Go to connect.
Air 41 Mike, cross forks at the end of maintain, flight level 230.
Definitely didn't program that, but cross forks at 230 for Mike.
Okay, how about I tell you 210? No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, no, I already programmed it. Get away, go.
Because, I mean, all our LOA says is at or below 230.
I know.
Unit 463, what's the longest we can stay away from the cockpits?
Grounded cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
463, I'd estimate about 8 minutes.
8 minutes, can we make that 10?
How long
So
are you top of
connected
descent?
and bypass in
If
service.
you
Release
actually
parking
program
brake.
forks at 230 and tell me when your top of descent is.
I'm currently 101
Start on tow, and you may start engine.
Hi crew, click right to start. Let's see.
Correction.
Hopefully start.
Hold
Starting
on,
engine
let me
1.
double check.
No, I need your top of descent. So program forks at 230
Nope,
and let me know how long to that top of descent.
that's not a good start. That's not good at all. Engines are not starting.
230.
Alright, let me see if I can figure this out. Oh, maybe if I turn on some bleed. Try it again. Oh, that's not a good start either. We do not have anything going. Great. Why is the engine not starting? I have bleed.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Well, why are my engines not starting?
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Ah, come on, man. I have bleed air. Nope.
464, center maintain flight level 230.
Level 230, 164.
Dodger 41, Mike, departing tree 70. 41, Mike, roger.
I have no engine starts.
And 464, contact Memphis Center 132.55.
Memphis Center 464.
Oh, this is great. I guess we're not going anywhere here. How you doing, man? HD Sim? I'm not having a lot of luck here.
Kingston has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
I can't get my engine to start. I'm in ground, I have bleed air, and it won't start. Yeah, I did.
US 935, cross church and maintain flight level 300.
Well, this is obviously not good. Engine just won't start. Oh,
Number 6 Victor Golf, will this be a full stop?
this is not great.
Hey, for 6 Victor Golf. Alright, 6 Victor Golf, no traffic observed between you and the Indy Metro Airport. Support traffic cancellation in the air on the ground.
Not quite sure how to fix this.
Go ahead and cancel that for 6 Victor Golf. Thanks for all your time tonight, Stu. 6 Victor Golf, have a cancellation received. Squad 3 box exchange approved.
That's not gonna work. So
6 Victor Golf, see ya.
I can't get the engines to start, and I suspect it has something to do with some of the stuff that I changed. I wonder if I can just start the engines on the ground, but if it's gonna dump everything, it's a problem. Oh, god dang it. That sucks. Let's see, options. Is there any way to start the aircraft with the engines on? Nope. It clearly does not like some of the things that I've changed in here. I wonder, how can I fix this? It just won't start. Damn. Let's see. Let's see if this works. The engines just won't start. Nope. Clearly it isn't like, well, I know, but if I do that, I'm about to set the whole thing up again. You know what I'm saying? I go in here, Let's try it. No, they won't start. Oh, come on, man. This sucks. Nothing I can do will get these engines to start. I wonder if I started with the ground. If I go with like a, where's the air start? High pressure unit. Let's see if that does anything. God dang it. What did I do to this thing? I really don't want to do that. It's gonna dump everything I've been putting into the FMC if I do this. With engines running selected, I did that. Alright, I think I know. I got an idea. I know this is gonna get a little nerdy here, guys. Bear with me. I think I was messing with some of the engine starter stuff, and I might have messed it up. So let's go in here to engine specs. Start spool. Oh. That might be it. Look at this. Look at this. I know what it is. Let's go to open. Let's look up the stock one. I think I know what I did. Stock. Watch this. I bet you this is it here. So if I go over here to engine specs, starter is electric. That's what it is. Okay, I think I can fix this. I don't... Alright, back into this one. Hopefully we won't dump the whole aircraft when we do this. Alright, let's go over here to engine specs. Starter is electric. Nope. Save. Now. I might have to reload the aircraft. Let's see if it dumps everything. Hopefully I don't dump everything here, guys, but that should fix it. That's what I get for messing with stuff, right? Alright, let's see what happens here. Hopefully it keeps the FMC and everything in there. It might have kept our weight and balance here. It did not. Okay. It didn't. Oh, it did. It did, I think. That's our fuel load from before. Alright, let me see if it has the right weight and balance in here. Nope. Oh, I gotta set the whole thing up again. Alright, I'll try to do this as quickly as I can. Dang it, that sucks. Not how I wanted my night to go. No, don't unload it. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, this is... Alright. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just starting it over. I'll go as fast as I possibly can. Golly. I really messed it up. Alright, I'm gonna go as fast as I can, guys. This will be the world's fastest setup. I really want to test this out. Okay. All right. Alright, I'm gonna go as fast as I can here, guys. I'm gonna skip some checklist items for the sake of getting this moving, because I'd already done all this. Thanks for your patience, guys. Hopefully it'll be worth it here. That's the overhead panel. Alright. Let's go through this FMC as quickly as possible. Okay, I already know the flight plan pretty good. Okay, SDF. KORD UPS 22438. ENDIN going to DC, going to... Man, what a frustrating... I clicked the wrong button in the plane maker and it really messed everything up for me. Font. BONNT. Departure is going to be on 35 right. Spiller 1, bang and transition. Arrival is going to be on the ILS 10 center. No transition. Beak, bonnet, legs. Okay, that's good. Activate. There we go. Cost index is 110. Cruise altitude 330. Flaps 5. DTO 151. CG. And I got the takeoff data right here. 146, 150, 154. Okay. Legs on the left, reference on the right. All right. All right. That's set. $3004. All right. Transponder. The squawk code I got tonight is 7357.
Yeah. Connect Mystic, try 88 heavy.
ILS panel. Okay, auto brake. All right, I think we're ready here. I'm just waiting on the thing to align, and we'll be all set. I wonder if there's any way to expedite that. I think we're good. So we just need to wait for the FMC, the IRSs to align, and then we'll be all set. It won't take very long. Alright guys, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go make sure my kids are doing okay, and then we should get started here. Hey Tweedle, disastrous start, man. I clicked the wrong button in Playmaker and my engines wouldn't start. Hopefully I got it fixed. I had to restart everything, and I'm just waiting for the IRSs to realign. I'll be right back. Yeah, I'd be doing better if I didn't screw this thing up. Wasted time. Alright. Well, I'll wait for the IRS. How long does the IRS normally take to align? I forget. Menu. FMC. Alright, just waiting for those things to go. And then hopefully this engine start up. Anybody remember how long it takes to align the IRSs on this thing? I don't know if there's like a fast alignment that we can do. No, it's been more than 5 minutes, man. I don't think there's anything else I can really do here to make it go faster. It's still in a line. Come on, baby, align for me. Okay, go to sim settings.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Go to sim settings. Sim settings.
Okay, all doors
No.
and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Not, oh, there we go. We're aligned. Okay. Alright, we're good. Alright, guys. Let's hope it starts, please. Oh, God, I hope it starts. Please start. Ground, remove all. Alright.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. So connected and bypass pin inserted.
Hi guys.
Release
Fingers
parking
crossed.
brake. Starting tow, and you may start engines.
Alright, crew. Starting engine number
Hey.
1.
Quit blinding me with your landing lights. Turn them off.
We got rotation. We got rotation. Yes! You guys like how I slowed down the engine start speed? They were starting up way too fast before, weren't they? Starting engine, fuel on. Fuel flow, EGT. Nice, guys. Yeah! Parking brake. Okay, good start on engine number 1, starting 2. Hey, engine start. Remember how fast it went on the flight factor? See how I slowed it down so we have a normal engine start speed? I can speed that up a little bit, but it's better than it was. It used to take like 3 seconds to start up. And fuel on. Fuel flow, EGT. Tweedle, unfortunately, is not. That's something I was not able to adjust. It's a little bit better, but still not great. See, we should be at about 1,000 pounds an hour, not 2.8. Again, I believe this is simply indication. I don't think it's actually what it's burning per hour. I think it's just the gauge is coded incorrectly.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
All right. Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
After start checklist. Engine anti-ice not required. Packs on. APU bleed is off. Isolation valve is off. APU off. Okay, taxi checklist. Flaps and slats. Flaps for takeoff. Tap trim. 4.4. Aircraft nose up. Okay. Takeoff data is confirmed. Thrust setting 98.4. Taxi takeoff departure brief, no change. Transponder TARA. Nose gear light. On. Runway turn off lights. On. Lower display.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin
Status.
has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
3-2 approach, Delta 3152.
Indy Center, good evening. UPS 2438, ready for taxi 35 right.
US 2438, heavy, Indy Center. Information, India is current, runway 35 right, taxi via Delta.
35 right via Delta, UPS 2438 heavy. Alright crew, taxi clearance is good.
UPS 2438, advise when you have India on board.
We have information India, 2438. And also steering, check left, check right, brakes checked. Flight controls, ailerons left, ailerons right, elevator up, elevator down. Rudder left, rudder right.
Delta 3582 established on the Fed right, look west.
3582, roger, the winds are 3505, runway 5 right, clear to land.
Fed right, clear to land, Delta 3582.
Okay, clear on the left, clear on the right. Flight controls are checked. Display.
9 plus center, UPS 1301, heavy, flight level
Recall.
340. This 1301 in the center, welcome aboard. And Giant 88, contact Memphis Center, 132.55. 132.55, good day. Giant 88 heavy. If it's 935, descend maintain 3000.
I worked on the rolling friction here, guys, just so we would need less engine thrust to taxi. I think I need to take it down a little bit more, but that's not bad.
Contact ground.
We're at idle right now,
Contact ground.
and we're maintaining, well, okay, I lied.
Alright, that's all good. Let's bring Sandy Center. We'll be right back.
I can reduce the rolling friction just a little bit more. That might help. Okay, exterior lights, set to take off. Okay, waiting for takeoff clearance. Parking brake set. Hi guys, hopefully this works. So the big change I'm looking for here, there's two things. Is it going to auto rotate on its own? How much trim do I need to keep it flying? And what's the cruise performance going to look like? That's the other big changes that I've made. We're waiting for Wait for any center to get back, and then we can take off. Any center UPS 2438 heavy, you back? Dang it. Of course this guy leaves when I'm trying to depart. Come on, center, get back. I'm half tempted to just take off, but I know I'll get in trouble if I do. Any center UPS 2438? Come on, man. He picked a heck of a time to leave, man.
TBS 9, TBS 935, turn right heading 330 vectors approach.
Center UPS 2438 heavy holding short 35 right, ready for departure.
TBS 2438, the woods are calm, are not the bulk, room 35 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 35 right, RNAV bulk, UPS 2438 heavy. Alright crew, let's go.
3152, the ones are 350 at 5, runway 32, clear to land. Go ahead, runway 32, Delta 3152. TBS 935, heavy, you're 10 miles from UPSCO. Maintain 3,000 until established on the local routes, include the ILS, runway
Alright guys, wish me luck
35 right
here.
approach.
I hope this works. Okay, power's coming up. Okay, stabilized. Set takeoff. Bust. Bust set. Knots, throttle hold. Let's take up performance, it's horrible. D1, rotate. Oh yeah, way better. Oh. Well, maybe not that better. Okay, that's a little nose heavy, actually.
UPS 2438, road contact, say altitude.
I'm to 1000 UPS 2438.
UPS 2438, cloud and maintain flight level 330.
I maintain flight level 330 UPS 2438 heavy. Honestly, it's better. It's definitely better, guys. Maybe I can move it forward just a little tiny bit. But
Center, FedEx 3671 heavy.
a lot better than it was.
Sending.
Look at that, hands-free.
Through flight level 267 for 250. Approaching Jaffa.
Look at that trim.
Everyone in the center. Welcome aboard. Descend via the Colts to arrival. Runway 5 right, the Indianapolis altimeter 3004.
Yeah, I'm putting in some nose-down trim now, but not nearly as much as I needed to
Via
before.
the Colts 2 arrival and runway 5 right.
Flaps 1.
ILS
Yeah, this is definitely
Or
flying
FedEx.
better, guys.
3671 heavy. Did you say altimeter 3004? The Indy altimeter 3004. 3004, FedEx 3671 heavy.
Flaps
Thank
up.
you.
Oh yeah, way better. Look at my trim, guys.
ABS 2438, clear direct bonnet.
Direct bonnet, UPS 2438. Alright, crew. Crew direct bonnet. Oh, guys, this feels so much better in the hands. I'm not having to fight the nose down. I'm not having to push it nose down the whole time. This is way better. I might move it forward just a little bit, but this is a lot better. I'm way happier with this. I want to make a couple little tweaks to it, but this is better. I think we just need to work on some of the takeoff thrust because that was a really long takeoff roll. That was excessively long. I felt like we were about to go off the end of the runway there, so I need to work on that a little bit, but otherwise this thing's flying really nice. I mean, autopilot's off right now and I'm just really enjoying this flying experience. And check out my trim. I've hardly had to move it. The last time I flew this, I maxed out the nose down trim, and now we're way better here.
UPS 935, leave with the 1406 for my
Oh, this is so nice.
5 right, code line.
Autopilot coming on. So much better, guys. This is so much better. Oh, what a difference. The autopilot's putting in some nose down trim here, and that's okay, but basically I can make this so that it stays around 4 the whole time if I wanted it to. Okay, after takeoff checklist. Landing gear up, lights out, lever off. Flaps and slats are up, retract. Recall. No alerts. Exterior lights. Holding for altimeters.
Any center, Delta 331, 52, Big A, runway 32 at Indy. 3152, contact Indy ground, point niner. Point niner, Delta 3152, thanks.
Okay, there's our climb speed, 316.
It's 935 heavy, taxi to parking via Delta, cross runway 29er.
Alright, let's do a data dump here. Output 1 flight model cycle. Boom. Okay, so this is, let me write down what we got. 14,500 at 316 knots. So let's take a look at that. Since we're doing some flight testing here, right? Explain.
And it is 935 heavy. As you're going down, I think that's the old Papa taxiway that technically no longer exists. It also wouldn't really support the wingspan of a 777. So keep going down that, I guess, and make a left on a Golf, right Delta.
Okay, that's good to know. The MIGs. 71, 77, 80, 95, okay. That's just some flight model data that we'll need. That's something we can review. Okay, altimeter standard. After takeoff checklist complete. Yeah, she's running out of trim here, but I think we can fix that with some CM adjustments. Pretty bumpy up here tonight with the winds. It's fluctuating a lot, you can see that, and it's causing my airspeed to constantly increase or decrease, so the autopilot is constantly chasing that. Overall though, I'm having a much better time with this after these changes. good, guys. Looking good.
FedEx 1371 Heavy, turn right heading 150, descend and maintain 3000 vectors approach.
I'm sorry, I missed that, Stu. Try again.
FedEx 3671 Heavy, turn right heading 150, descend and maintain 3000 vectors approach.
Alright, turn right heading 150 and descend and maintain 3000 vectors for the approach for FedEx 3671.
Alright, crew, the next big tester will see how the cruise performance is at. I'm hoping I made it better. So what I'll be looking for is for a pitch attitude and cruise around 2.5 degrees, aircraft nose up at the most. So no more than right there. And I'm looking for my cruise power settings to be in the high 80s, high to mid 80s N1. Let's see what we get when we level off.
Indy Center, Delta 866, for going direct to Henderson, flight level 350.
Delta 866 and the center, welcome aboard, clear to Bobcat.
We're clear to Bobcat, Delta 866.
Happy with it. Happy with it. How's the trim looking? Good. It's coming back in the nose. It's coming back in the aircraft nose up, which is what I want. I'd love to keep the trim around 4 in most phases of flight.
Indy Center, this is UPS 1006 Heavy, ramp 7, ready to taxi 35, left information, Juliet.
UPS 1006, Indy Center, thanks for Juliet, German 35 left taxi via Bravo.
Alright, 35 left via Bravo for UPS 1006.
FedEx 3671 Heavy, turn right 10 degrees.
Right 10. UPS, I'm sorry, FedEx 3671 Heavy.
I'm getting a little fast there. Flirting with that barber pole. Pretty big wind change there too. Indy Center, UPS 2438. I'll take a handoff if you like.
UPS 2438, descend and maintain flight level 280. Driver center's closed, radar service terminated for exchange approved.
Get down to 280 and Unicom 228, UPS 2438. So on. Alright, we'll descend at pilot's discretion on the flight level 280. I'm not doing it yet. 500 to go. Alright, let's see how she does when we level off. Okay. Oh, let's take a look at this. The pitch attitude is definitely better, right? We're gaining some airspeed. That's kind of we're gaining some tailwind. That's why this speed keeps dropping. Our cruise speed should be 830. Well, we're not gonna get that. Well, it's trying to. I don't know, this seems better to me. We just keep having a lot of wind shifts. That's the problem, is the wind keeps changing on us. And see how it changes? The airspeed drops. And it's just having a hard time keeping up with it. And just turbulent air tonight. But the pitch attitude is a lot better. It's way lower than it was, right? And that's important. If the wind wasn't shifting so much, I think it'd have a better time keeping up with it, but aren't ideal conditions to test this. Alright, how long have we got till top of descent? 33 nautical miles? Okay, we gotta do descent planning real quick here. Current weight is 316. Fuel on board is 17.9. We're gonna burn about 3,000 pounds of fuel more, so that makes our landing weight about 313. Let's look at landing performance. The auto brakes 1. V approach 148, so our VREF is 143. So 30, 143. ILS for 10 center is 108.35. At the course, 93. Alright, approach briefing. Let's take a look at the charts here. First of all, let's get the weather. Weather at Chicago. Landing 10 center. Wind 0305, good. 10 statute miles visibility. Broken clouds of 1,000 feet. Ooh, kind of low ceilings there. Altimeter 3006. Alright. So if we take a look at the runway here. 10 center is right here, and this is ideal for us because we're parking at the UPS ramp. So we'll plan on a rollout to taxiway Foxtrot or Kilo Kilo right turn, then we're going to take uniform down into the UPS ramp, which is right over here. Short taxi. We are on the Beak 5 RNAV arrival. About to hit bonnet. We don't really have any crossing restrictions here. It's just going to be VNAV descent. And then for the ILS 10 center, we're going to pick it up kind of around Ruta, which is the radar fix. So we need to be at 4,000 feet at Ruta. And by the time we get to the final approach fix, which is Ray, we need to be at 2,300 to pick up a 3-degree glide slope down to the runway threshold. Landing altitude is 670. As I mentioned earlier, the localizer ILS frequency is 108.95. Oh, what did I set that to? 108.95 on course 093. MSA is 3,400. Missed approach climb is 4,000 feet on heading 093. Inbound is CGT VOR radial 336 to CGT VOR. Wow, boy, this thing really slowed us down, didn't it? Alright, we set altimeter, we're going to set altitude 10,000 feet. Approach briefings performed, decision height. Alright, it's going to be 200. 200 set. Seatbelt signs are on. Altimeter standing by on that. Alright, we're heading down, crew. Guys, we're looking good right now. Pretty happy with this. How's the trim? Trim's okay. Okay, everything's looking good here. Let me get the CTAP for Chicago. Nope, wrong button. One 2075. For fun. Let's see the aircraft handles with autopilot off. Yeah, not bad. Okay, altimeters 3006. Alright, let's calculate some airspeeds here. So if our VRAF was 143, 203 is going to be flaps 1, 183 flaps 5, 163 flaps 15, and 148 would be flaps 30. Okay. Keep that handy. on down there. Cop car. Tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna level off at 11,000 feet and maintain our airspeed for a bit. Otherwise, we're gonna get slowed down way too much. I don't want to. We're really far out from O'Hare, and I don't see the point to descend that much lower right now. Keep descending down to 11,000 feet. O'Hare's way out there, but there's a low ceiling here. For the weather, ceilings are broken at 1,000 and broken at 1,500, overcast at 2,900. So we're gonna break through pretty low. We have low ceilings going in there, is what I'm saying. Altitude capture. Altitude hold. Okay, we'll go ahead and start descending now. Start heading down to 4,000 feet. Let's see if VNAV will pick it back up for us. Speed brakes. Okay, altimeters are cross-checked, exterior lights coming on. Okay, speed, VNAV path. It's under 10,000 feet there. Ruda is where we're going to pick up the arrival. Probably going to go out to Possum and come back around. Now, I'm going to go vertical speed mode. Perfect. Right about there. So Chicago's down underneath there, but because of the low ceilings, we can't see it yet. So we'll get a nice, true ILS approach into 10 center. I'm gonna start slowing us down. Speed 200. little speed brake to give it a hand. Okay, I see the we have a localizer and glide slope. Glide slope's coming in. We're way, obviously flying away from it right now. Let's tune in to Chicago Seatown. Let's go flaps 1. Altitude alert. Okay, speed brakes to track.
Air traffic, American 1577 departing to runway 9 center, eastbound departure.
Alright, let's go heading select. No, that's not the heading I asked for. Why would it go the other way? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, that was dumb. Why would it do that? Alright, flaps 5. Arm localizer. Brake armed. Alright, let's keep it heading over 063 to intercept the localizer. We're on a good intercept angle here. I like that trim setting. Any minute now you can intercept that localizer. Come on, baby. There we go. Localizer capture. Arm approach mode. Let's go speed 1. Let's go speed 160. Flaps 15. Hey, runway in sight. O'Hare traffic, good evening. UPS 2438 heavy on the ILS 10 center approach. Flaps 20. Alright, we need to get some airspeed on this thing. Autothrottle's a little slow to react to that. There we go. Okay, glide slope starting to come in. Glide slope capture, gear down. Final approach speed 148. Flaps 30. Okay, emergency approach altitude 4,000. This approach heading 093. Whoa, look at that trim.
25.
Whoa. That's not good. Oh my god, that's a problem. We got some work to do on this thing. Autopilot coming off. Autopilot's coming off. Landing checklist. Landing gear down at the big range. Spoilers arm. Auto brakes minimum. Flaps and slats set for landing. Altimeter cross check 3006. ICAST alerts. Landing clearance. O'Hare traffic. UPS 2438 on final 10 center. So one problem I have with this aircraft is the auto brakes always disarm when I touch down, even when I'm off the brakes. So let's see if it does it again. continue.
One hundred. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Auto brakes disarmed. I didn't do that. I wish the auto brakes would not disarm like that.
O'Hare traffic, American 152 Heavy, departing to the east, runway 09 center. Right-hand turn to southwestbound after departure, O'Hare traffic.
Okay. Now let's go ahead and get her cleaned up here. After landing checklist, spoiler handle. Up, retract. Flaps and slats. Auto brakes, they disarm themselves, but they're off. Radar is off. Landing light. Anti-collision. Anti-ice was not on. APU. Starting. Block stop, stab trim, and wow, that's not great. We're gonna need to work on that. That's a bit too much, but I know how to fix that. Okay. After landing checklist complete. O'Hare traffic, UPS 2428 is clear of 10th center at Foxtrot, taxi to UPS ramp via Uniform Sierra 1.
O'Hare traffic, American 152 Heavy, just departed runway 09er center to the east, left-hand turn to southwestbound to join the departure route. O'Hare traffic, and I'm climbing through 2,300 for 5,000.
Made some progress here, but there's some things that we need to work on, so I'll work on them. know if I can make this one. Not bad. You know what? I'm gonna try something just for fun. I know this is not standard operating procedure. Let's try it again. I'm cheating, I know. That's a bit better. Alright, parking brake, set. Parking checklist. And by fuel switches. Alright crew, I would say this was a successful test flight after we got through the initial issues getting the engine started. I know what I need to work on. The takeoff behavior is good, but we needed way too much trim for landing. We were almost completely maxed out on the stab trim on the approach, so I need to work on fine-tuning the different phases of flight and the trim requirements that are needed for each one. Because we were the autopilot almost ran out of trim, and when I was trying to flare for landing, I felt like I didn't have enough elevator. So we're gonna shift the center of lift forward about 1.5 feet, I think. Maybe look at, well, here, real quick. Let's take a look at what we can do here just for next time. Alright, plane maker, real quick, and we'll see what we can do to fix it. So let's go over here to wings. And I think let's go ahead and move these forward about 1.5 feet. See what that does for us. Okay, and then let's also take a look at the control geometry. And the flaps have quite a bit of CM in there, and this is basically pitch, coefficient of moment for pitch. So when you have a negative coefficient CM, it wants to pitch the nose down when the flaps are down. So we can change this, but what it will do then is make the nose want to be lighter, and that's fine for the approach, but then that's bad for the departure, right? But let's go ahead and experiment with that. Let's change it here and here and here, and see what that does for us. So when we fly this again, we'll see what the changes to everything. See, that helps things dial in a little bit better. So I'll save this, and the next time I fly, we'll try it again and see if it works it better. Yeah, but I would say this is a good test flight. Good start. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I know the first 30 minutes of it weren't so great because I had issues with the way I had coded the engine starter, but we got that resolved, and now I know how to do it for next time. So I will catch you guys on the next one. Thanks a lot.